Go.
Hi everybody, we're back. This is actually the second time videotaping today because we have a little technical issue. Welcome to the third episode of WeeBee Knitting Podcast. My name is Kathy and my cameraman behind the scenes is my daughter Charlotte, and we are podcasting tonight from our home in Forest Grove, Oregon. And about an hour ago it was a little sunnier. It's getting a little darker out, so the light isn't coming in as much, but I'm just happy that it's not raining right now, so it's all good. Anyway, just want to say welcome. Welcome to new viewers. If you've stumbled upon us or you heard something, welcome. Glad you're joining us. And for those of you who are returning that aren't related to me, thank you. Glad you're here. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a glimpse of our lives here in Oregon, along with some knitting, crocheting, sewing, string art, and even some painting. I changed the painting around, well, one of them around this week, and I'm going to talk about a couple of them, which I haven't talked about yet. So that's why the yellow chicken rooster, whatever, I think it's a chicken. The yellow chicken isn't behind me this week or sitting on my head like it was like last week. So anyway, I just want to say welcome. And on Ravelry, I am KCina, KCina. And on Instagram, I'm actually KCina. Started my Instagram account in 2008 when I could pick KCina. And I'm not super active, but I'm working on it. And then when Instagram came around, I don't know how many years ago I signed up, KCina was gone. So that's why my name's two different ways. And then Facebook's totally different. So anyway, just want to say welcome. We're up to 37 YouTube subscribers. Yay! Seriously though, thank you. It's just kind of been funny when I started watching the podcast about, I don't know, 5-6 weeks ago, especially the really, I don't want to say the really popular ones, but the really hilarious ones. Their numbers are just shooting up and I'm slowly climbing, and it's okay. It's not about how many subscribers. I'm doing this for a couple reasons. One is just to kind of share my love and happiness and joy that I get out of knitting and crocheting and quilting and yarn and fabric related stuff and painting. And then the other thing is to kind of hold myself for a little more accountable for actually getting things done. Because if I don't have a lot of finished projects this week, maybe it'll get me to get a little more done, which would be a good thing. So let's see. Oh, on the Ravelry group also, like I said, I am pretty new. Well, had it since 2008, but I'm new to the whole, I'm the admin for our WeeBee Knitting Podcast, and we're up to 9, I think 8 of us. So if you haven't, go out, check us out. I had a little welcome thing I think I did on Monday night. I don't know which night it was. So anyway, we're up to like 9 of us, including me. But little shout out. I'd love to see people from all 50 states and then all over the world. I think that would be in all the provinces in Canada, just all over the world. I think that would be awesome. It's really cool how Instagram and Ravelry kind of connect without being too connectish. I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, just go sign up or go check us out if you're a person on Ravelry. That would be great. If you don't know what Ravelry is, you're probably not a knitter or crocheter. And if you are a knitter or crocheter and don't know what Ravelry is, go check it out. It's really cool. So hopefully you guys have all been having a great week. I know we have. Before we got cut out the last time, I was just talking about how our week went. There's a couple really kind of fun things that we've been doing this week. So the first one was last Friday. My husband and I went to my daughter's 4th grade spring parent-teacher conference, and she's doing great. Really well-rounded kid. And this is just not me saying this is her mom. But her 4th grade teacher, is really happy with her progress, especially in math. Victor, my husband, was just like, well, clearly she's not getting that from him. But we're really proud of her. She's doing a great job and really trying harder with reading, and really excited. Our school district's a little different. I don't know. I actually had never heard of one of these school districts doing this, at least not locally. But it's K through 4th, which is elementary school. And then upper elementary is 5th and 6th. So she'll have a new school next year, which is conveniently just right, she'll walk to school next year, which is awesome. 7th and 8th is middle school, and then high school is 9th through 12th. So this will be her last year at the school, which is bittersweet. It's a small grade school, only 2 classes per grade. Great kids, great parents, which is good because that means we're going to follow them to the new school along with, I think we've got 4 other grade schools that dump into our school system from the district. So that was the first thing. And then Saturday, Charlotte, my daughter, and I, the WeeBee, we spent we spent all day Saturday in the pouring down rain, drove to downtown Portland to it's called the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. It's where our hockey team, and they're in the WHL, which is the Western Hockey League. They're not NHL. We're not big enough for a National Hockey League team. Anyway, the Winterhawks play at the Coliseum a lot, and the Winterhawks have a dance team called the Rosebuds. We're the city of roses, so that's why they're called the Rosebuds. And they're a great group of 20-something gals who do dance performances on the ice, both intermissions during the hockey games. So Charlotte, we'd signed her up, and this was the 3rd year she went. She had a blast. She was in the 9 to 12-year-old bracket this year. And this was the first time we were actually, the main room was the room they stayed in, so I happened to be in there. So I just stayed and I did some cross stitch while she was learning the dance routine. All the girls were learning the dance routine. And then we got to watch it, and it was just a lot of fun. After that, then Charlotte and I, because we had 4 hours to kill between the dance camp and the hockey game, and I was not going to move the car and pay $15 again. So we hopped on to our local mass transit, which is called Max, and we went to downtown Portland. We could have walked, but it was raining. Went over to downtown Portland, kind of hung out, had a snack, and then came back and went to the hockey game. Unfortunately, the boys lost. They lost against Seattle. It was still a fun game. And this was something new this year. When you sign your kid up, you can buy tickets so that you and your kid can sit in the same, they try to have all the girls sit in the same area. This year we were close enough to the, one of the sides where the Rosebuds, during the game, they cheer up on the upper, here's the ice skating rink on the upper, middle, 100 level. They have concrete where they can dance. And so all the little girls, Charlotte and all the girls, had their little pom-poms. And all the parents were like, go. And so the arena's small enough that you can keep your eye on your kid and still sit in your seat. So the girls had a blast cheering with the Rosebuds. And then the Rosebuds would go down at the 2 intermissions and dance on the ice. Had a great time. Thoroughly enjoyed it again this year. So I'm happy that Charlotte enjoys doing it so much too. Anyway, so that was Saturday. And then on Saturday night driving home, it was white knuckle driving because we got done, the Portland Trailblazers, which is our NBA team, they got done and they kicked they beat Orlando by like 38 points. They're in the bigger, the Rose Garden, which is right next to the Coliseum. And we got out and it was just pandemonium and pouring down rain. And I got home in one piece, but we didn't go anywhere on Sunday because I just couldn't deal with driving. It was just a lot. So, and a lot of that's due to the rain. So I know I mentioned this, I think, last week. Don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for the rain. I'm thankful we don't normally have tornadoes. We don't have hurricanes. We occasionally have an earthquake like every 20 years. Occasionally a Mount St. Helens blows up, but that was 1980, 81. We don't have a lot of drama in the weather department, but we do get a lot of rain. This year, we've gotten so much rain that we have had 38 inches in a 6-month period, which is more than all of the last year's rain period, October 14 to October 15. So we've had a lot of rain. The good news is that it's been snowing just tons in the mountains. I think we got another 40 inches of powder up on Mount Hood and also in Central Oregon at Mount Bachelor. So the skiing, there was no skiing last year. It was just the season. It was horrible. This year it's been over the top awesome. So I know all my skiing and what are those called?
Friends?
No. Skiing and snowboarding. I'm like, what is it called? Snowboarding friends are just in 7th heaven with the snow. So anyway, so hope you guys have all had a good week. I'm going to segue into podcasts that I'm totally digging. I've got so many I can't keep up, but 2 new ones popped up a little over a week ago, and I've watched both of them have had 2 episodes. First one is, and I don't remember which podcast I heard this from, not knowing that I was actually following one of them on Instagram, and I have so many Instagram people I'm following, I just didn't connect the dots until I heard it on another podcast. But the Periscoping sisters, it's Inkedindigo, which is Amy, and DebbySReece, which is Debby. And Amy lives in Georgia. Debby lives in California. They're sisters. Super fun podcast. They are prolific, wonderful knitters, and they are wonderful pattern makers. I haven't purchased either one of their. They've got more than one, but they've done a couple of shawl wraps that I really want to eventually. I need to put them in my queue and buy them. Just really cool. So the first podcast they did together at Debbie's house in California. And then they were talking about how this was going to be interesting because once Amy goes home to Georgia, how they're going to do this. Anyway, they figured it out. They did a split screen this week. It was hilarious in a good way. They were still able to communicate, feed off each other. They did something that I thought was awesome, which was they did a little high five. So split screen, and they were able to pretend they were high fiving. Anyway, just go check them out. They're great, and they sadly lost their oldest sister, Whitney. I think it was 14 years ago, and they have now all three. I love it. They have all toddler pictures of all three of them, and that's the photo. And their sister Wendy, I know, is definitely watching over them, smiling, laughing her tuchus off up in heaven, and they're just great. So I'm almost getting teary-eyed thinking about it, but go check them out. They're wonderful. The other podcast that was brand new the last 2 weeks, they've done two now, and I didn't even realize I was following one of them on Instagram, and one of them is actually the Yarn Enabler, whose yarn I talked about last week from Yarn Box. So remember Tornado? See it? This is from Amanda, who is the Yarn Enabler, who I didn't realize until I saw this picture, and then I went, I have your yarn. Yay! And she's got a cool pattern that she released in conjunction, a sock pattern that I haven't bought yet. I need to. Anyway, so there's Amanda, and then there's Christina, who's the Cozy Knitter, and they're in Canada. I can't remember if they were Toronto. I want to say Toronto because I thought they were the ones that said it's not Toronto, it's Toronto. Anyway, super great. They're both fantastic dyers, really prolific knitters, funny. Go check them out. So D-Y-E, Another Day. Another podcast that actually Andre Sue Knits, Andy from Andre Sue Knits, mentioned her, and I went and checked her out. Really super sweet lady. Her name is Maureen, and SimplyMaur, M-A-U-R Crafting is her podcast, and she's super cute. Bless her little heart. And she's got some good tutorials along with her podcasting. But the funniest, just two funny things that she did on her podcast that just I chuckled out loud in a good way. One of them was reminded me a lot of me, where I'm talking to somebody and then I just totally go off and da-da-da. So when she does that, she just automatically self-corrects and doesn't yell. She says tangent and then keeps going to the right. She self-corrects by saying tangent. And I think the last episode she said tangent like 5 times, but self-corrected. I thought that was great. She's also and I hadn't heard this, but this is me, she's a self-proclaimed copycat. And I'm thinking, that's me. I'm not good at creating my own patterns, but I'm really good at buying and following directions of other people's patterns. So I just want to say hi to Maureen. And then the last little shout out is to Jilly of the Knitting Broom Podcast. I don't remember which one she's on. She posted one last night or this morning that I watched early before I left for work. Anyway, she gave me a little shout out. So I just want to say hi, Jilly. And she's also from Oregon. So, yay. I was really good this week transitioning to retail therapy. I was really good this week. I actually didn't buy any new yarn. I ordered some stuff that's not here yet, so it doesn't count. But I did order one thing, and I've been following the SquirrelPicnic. That's the name of the Instagram account. For I don't know how long Jennifer has been. She's been Instagramming. But her book came out this week, and as soon as I saw the little notification, I went to Amazon Prime, my Amazon Prime account, and that very dangerous button that says click once to buy now. You just click it, and the next thing you know, you get an email saying it's going to show up on Sunday. So haven't done anything yet, but the Big Acorn Race is her book, and I'm super excited about it. It's just the adventures of, I don't even know the name of her adorable squirrels, but I wanted to show you one picture that just totally cracked me up. The squirrels and the picnic basket. So hoping to work on this week. Let's see, no other new patterns. Before I get into other projects, I wanted to explain a couple things transitioning to painting. So I've got some paintings over here and I switched them out. So I wanted to just talk briefly about my obsession, my I need help, retail, I need help to stop doing it. I took my first painting class, I think it was 2 years ago in January, so January of 14, and we made, you can't see the whole thing, anyway, we made that, we call it, it's the flowers, but we called it the blueberries because they were huge at a paint night. Since then, I think I've taken, I think we're up to 16 paintings? 15 or 16 paintings. Got a little cray-cray. But I've taken them in a few places. So, nationally, there is it's called Paint Night. And Paint Night, you just type Paint Night, N-I-T-E, and it'll pop up, you know, what city are you closest to. Now, obviously, you need to live by a fairly decent-sized city. So, Portland, Seattle. I'm not sure, like, if Eugene has one. Anyway, Paint Night has different bars and restaurants where you sign up, and then you and a girlfriend or even your husband or boyfriend or whoever, or by yourself, you go and you show up and they give you an apron, they give you a blank canvas, they give you the paint, and for 2 hours, or maybe a little less, you learn how to paint. And when I say learn, it's not like you're getting a full art lesson, but they give you step-by-step, walk you through how to paint. So I just wanted to show you a couple of, actually before I do that. So there's Paint Night at the restaurants and the bars. We'll say they're a lot of fun, but they do have a tendency to be in locations that are dark and usually loud. So if you're like me and you need more light because you've got the whole progressive lens thing going on, or if you're sensitive to loud noises, they're fun, but they can be a little distracting. So locally, and I'm sure a lot of the cities outside of Portland, all over the U.S. have been popping up. My favorite one locally is called Vine, V-I-N-E, Go, G-O-G-H. And I want to say the owner's name's Becky, super sweet lady. She's actually got 2 locations, the one in Tigard, which is about half an hour from me, and then one on the east side. And I've taken a lot of classes there. So I just wanted to show you a couple real quick. This was my very, very favorite class I've done, Mr. Chicken, or Hen. Is that good, Charlotte?
Yes.
So pretty much we started with a blank canvas, and then the artist walks you through. The thing I like about the Vine Go experience, it's actually in a studio. They've got literally 100 of their sample paintings on the walls, but it's very well lit. The instructor is always standing up on they have a platform with a standing easel, so the instructor is always standing where everybody can see, and then they've got their tables set up, their actual easels, and they've got sit-down easels and stand-up easels with chairs, but it's 2 on this side and 2 on that side, so 2 and 2, so 4 in a pod. And the nice thing is, it doesn't shake, you're not getting bumped by anybody, it's well lit. They still play music, like 80s music or just fun, upbeat music, but just really well done. They do have not a bar, they have like you can buy wine, hard cider, or beer, drink responsibly, of course. Which sometimes for some people can just like maybe one little glass of wine can kind of take the edge off, especially if you're super nervous. Super fun. Another one that I took last summer, I think it was last summer.
Yeah.
With my friend, actually, I think it was right before spring break. My friend Rachel, we did the blue door. Is it all in?
Put it up a little bit. There you go.
Oh, actually, yeah. It was called Blue Door. And we did it on 3/20/15, Rachel and Kathy, Vine Go Tigard. She was really smart and wrote on the back for me, so I knew what I was doing. So anyway, super fun classes. Something if you do ever take a class that they don't always push, but I've discovered this week the importance of dating and writing your name on stuff is I always initial it and put the year. So if some people think it's going to ruin their painting. I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, so that's the deal with the paintings, and I decided this week to move. And this one I did, and I did that one with Rachel too. I didn't date that one on the front, but that was just kind of the pseudo skyline at Portland, which is kind of fun. So Portland, Oregon. Okay, completed projects. I've got a few, but before I do the completed for this week, I had two, I'm going to call them flashbacks that I wanted to show you guys. One's crocheting, and it's a pattern by Pops de Milk. That's no moon. And I made this last year, and it was way bigger. It took way longer. It's not hard at all. It's just really time consuming. And it's a crocheted Death Star pillow. And as you'll notice, it's a lot bigger than you think, and it took a lot longer. But I've only made the one. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it, and I'm probably never going to make another one. This is a free pattern, and I will link the, when I do the pull down thing at the bottom, when I upload it, I'll link the link to her blog that shows where this one is. So I like that one, and who doesn't love Star Wars? Well, some people don't love Star Wars. So that was one flashback. And then another one I wanted to show you guys. This was actually, last week I said I wasn't really a kit girl, but I am kind of a kit girl. I follow a couple of, on Etsy and Instagram, a couple of nail art artists. And then JoAnns had these show up, I think it was last summer. And this one's actually in my sewing room, but I wanted to show you guys this fun little, is that good?
Yep.
And the kit, and they probably still have them at JoAnns, or they have different variations. It comes with the wood, the nails are already in there. It comes with the I think it's like DMC floss. And all you have to do is just take the time to wind, and you're done. And how cool is that? And at Christmas time, I think they had Christmas ones. At Halloween, they had Halloween ones. I know I did one, a butterfly for our daycare provider last year. Anyway, super fun. So I just want to talk about that.
You also made a pumpkin one.
I did. I made a pumpkin one that's in the Halloween stuff. That's right. Pumpkin one. So that was that. And then I have 3 finished projects this week. So the first one was, I mentioned this pattern last week. It's Sweet, S-W-E-E-T-ish fish, not Swedish, by Susan B. Anderson, and it's a paid pattern. And I did get one little itty bitty fishy done. Not the best with double pointed needles. Still working on it, but I thought it was fun. So I got that one done. And then last week I had shown you guys that I had made a turquoise colored pillow, owl pillow, and I was starting on a, I think it's lemon, green one. So I got this one done. Yay! And his eyes aren't all weird. And then I liked it so much, and a friend of mine really, really wanted one. So while Charlotte was at her voice lessons tonight, I had finished everything. I decided to sew the body parts on. So I got a purple one done for a certain friend, Bev. So she'll be getting this soon. And again, just to repeat what I said last week, repeat Crafter Me, free pattern. I love Sarah. All her stuff is free on her blog. And then this was the Bernat squishy blanket yarn. It's super fuzzy. And then I stuffed it with yet another old sheet that we weren't using anymore. So that's in there. Did that. Let's see, what else do we have? I know. She's saying, wrap it up. So, one of the other stuff going on is Charlotte's on vacation now, spring break until after Easter. I have one more day. My husband's almost done with work. Tonight's his last. He'll be coming home at 8, and he's done for a week and a half. And I'm only working tomorrow. And then the 3 of us, along with our really good friends, the Hoffmans, are heading over to Central Oregon to Sun River, which is kind of a resort place. My dad has a second home over there. And so we're going to spend spring break over in Central Oregon. Forecast is snow, which is great unless you want to go bike riding. So I'm trying to be, yay, it's snowing. But what that secretly means is, yay, I can work on my crocheting and knitting. So I'm planning on taking quite a bit with me. Things I'm hoping to get done that I can show you guys. Actually, I think we're going to attempt to do a podcast from there. I don't know how it'll do with the download, or if we won't get one done. But I'm hoping to get some of my crocheted Groots, crocheted Minions, and crocheted BB-8s done. that I haven't been able to show you guys yet. So that's what I'm hoping for. Other than that, just thank you again for joining us. Go check out the Ravelry page. Go follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast so you'll get notifications when this happens. And I think that's it. So hope you're all well. Please take care when driving. Have fun. And I think with that, we will bid you adieu. So until next week, stay safe and we will see you soon. Bye.
And give this video a thumbs up.